My guest today is someone who, in many ways, embodies exactly what a wilder mindset is all about. It's Ptor Spricenieks. He's a Canadian-born ski mountaineer and guide. He's considered one of the most influential backcountry skiers of the last decades. What I find mostly fascinating about Ptor is not just the adventures or the achievements he made, but how he approaches life. He is someone who moves on instinct, who trusts his gut over any rule book. Here's my talk with the one and only Ptor Spricenieks. I'm honored. I was wondering, let's imagine there's no mountains, there's no ski. Who would Ptor be then?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's impossible to answer. If it wasn't for skiing, I would have probably been on a different path because skiing was a big part of was a major part of my life choices and who I ended up being.
How come that skiing became such a big part of your life?
Well, thanks to my mom who gave me the gift of skiing as a young kid, put me on skis, and I skied around the backyard and on the little tiny ski hill in Bolton, Ontario.
You're also known for trusting your own instincts.
Mm-hmm.
You really trust your gut feeling.
Our feelings and our intuitions are real, and we are super connected to everything as much as we allow ourselves to be, and especially in the world of snow, where the scientific part of it, which is real and important, only goes so far, and then the rest, well, it has to do with consciousness, and then part of it is like the kind of reining in your ego, and how you perceive your own performance when you're involved with something like skiing and mountains and stuff like that, and how your ego factors into that what you think you should be doing. I quickly grew out of that I have to ski every day just because I can, because I was very much a ski bum, and that was the goal, to be available to ski every day or whenever you want to. And then I realized, well, certain days I don't want to, and that's what it's all about. It's what I really feel like doing. That's helped me in my decision making in the mountains and helped me survive for so long.
Do you remember something that you ever went against your gut feeling?
Well, yeah, I was just in a big avalanche this year, the first time in 25 years. I survived. It was the wrong time to keep skiing, and my ego said, well, I'd been recovering from an injury, and now I could ski all day, and I was with some friends, and I just lost the plot in terms of not following exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be the guy that just like quit for the day, and I didn't do what I felt like doing.
And how did it impact you afterwards?
Well, that's a long-term thing. It's hard to say. Of course, it makes you stop and think. There's the actual practical analysis of the situation and the snow, and then you go into the personal aspects of decision making, and sometimes it doesn't make sense, and that's why the intuition part of it is so important, is because you can judge how it is and analyze it with all the knowledge tools and knowledge, and then sometimes that doesn't matter.
But basically what those experiences taught you is that it's more important to follow what you really feel inside. And
that's the bottom line.
What does it mean, the ski shamanism?
Shamanism takes many forms. It's not necessarily dancing around, waving feathers and chanting and like the typical thing, and it's basically being a healer or a coach, and that takes many forms, and even just as simple as compassionate leadership. And it's the awareness and the willingness to that interconnectivity of all things, and that so if people are willing, or if they make a connection, then you can have healing. And it's not necessarily to be active in it, but to create the space to allow it to happen.
And do you think the mountains help doing that?
The mountains are a great place to help do that. because you can overcome fear if you use it that way. The mountains and mountain sports are kind of like a psychedelic, they help you trip out and see life in a different way, take self-responsibility, and connect with nature.
Yeah.
Which is the great thing about proliferation of adventure sports and all that these days, is that people are taken out of their urban kind of traps and they start to reconnect with nature.
Yeah. What you said before also is like to overcome their fears. Is it important that we do that in life, you think?
I think that's the most important thing to do, is overcome your fears, because that blocks rational thinking. You just can't think properly if you're scared. And basically what it boils down to is getting people to realize they're all ghosts, driving meat-covered skeletons made of stardust, clinging to a rock, hurtling through space. And, you know, there's no reason to be afraid. People have been told that because they're not connected. Darwinism is a huge problem with that, because everybody thinks they're just an accident, a meaningless accident. And everybody is, the universe wouldn't exist without everybody here the way they are. We're all an integral part of the whole darn thing. And so there's nothing to be afraid of. Being afraid of dying from this or dying from that, and it just keeps you from living your dreams and doing what you want to do. Afraid of what your neighbors think, afraid of what your parents think, afraid of this or afraid of that. And the mountains kind of take you, transform that fear into awareness of like, okay, you don't need to be afraid of avalanches, you need to be aware of them to not get in one and do things right. If you're afraid, you're gonna miss out on a lot of skiing. Like, for example, like, oh, it's dangerous, the avalanche conditions are this, you shouldn't go skiing. Well, there's always something to ski. You just have to tone it down and ski the right thing. And likewise, the opposite happens. Oh, it's good conditions, say we can ski anything today, and that's the wrong attitude too. The mountains temper you into good decision making because the consequences are your life.
It's a perfect metaphor for life, the mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you wish people could see?
I wish people could see the interconnectedness of all things, that they're meaningful, that they're not an accident, that they're important. Everybody is important, and the universe, I said it before, the universe wouldn't exist without everybody the way they are. It is perfect the way it is, and we're all here to learn certain things.
You've done so many insane adventures. You've skied all over the world. You've also had, like you said, the avalanche. All these experiences you carry with you. What dreams are still calling you at this moment now? Well,
right now I want to become a better mountain biker,
okay.
And I'm on my way doing that. And I'd like to get back into surfing. Had a knee injury too, and so I can't bend my leg the whole way. So it's really hard to get up on the board right now.
Yeah.
And so that's a challenge I'd like to overcome and be able to surf waves. Yeah. I would like my home to become off the grid. That's kind of a goal.